Hi, it's Maxine Kaye without yoga, and I'm with Reverend Mike, and I'm with grandson Chris. We're here at the end of our second day in Boston, and we're on the 7th floor of our hotel. I don't know if you can see anything out the window there. Can they see anything out the window there? There it is, 7th floor. That's a little bit of Boston, okay? And here's Boston, boys and girls. Here is Boston, Massachusetts. And that's where we are right now. We're having a wonderful time. This is Tuesday, so it's the second day that we've been here. We had a wonderful connection with a beloved longtime friend last night, and that was very special. It was a young woman who had been my pianist in my church in Los Altos, Palo Alto, California. So that was very special, and we've just been touring and exploring. Today, with two of the museums that we really wanted to see happened to be closed on a Tuesday. So we just made our way around other places. And one place that we went to was the very first Christian Science church. And it was in Boston, and it had been built when Mary Baker Eddy had actually created this amazing new religion. And oh my gosh, the people were flocking to the opening of this church, and it's a beautiful thing. We couldn't go inside the church itself because they were renovating it, but we did go into the Maparian, I think they called it. It was a beautiful, it's hard to describe it. It was made out of stained glass, and it was a representation of how the world looked in 1935. And so you walked into this huge room very quietly, and everything was glass. You walked across a bridge, and as you stood there, you could look all around you. It was like you were inside a Christmas globe, looking at these beautifully colored continents and the countries within the continents, the way it was in 1935. It was quite a spectacular experience, and all of that was in this facility that was created by the Christian Scientists. In another room in that building, there was a lot about Mary Baker Eddy and how this all came about. But those of you who have been in our study for a while know that Mary Baker Eddy was a magnificent woman who put together this incredible religion that still is very much alive today, and that she had like a miraculous healing. And what you and I know, many of us, is that that was all because, or partly because, greatly because, of a little clockmaker in Maine called Phineas Parkhurst Quimby. And he had studied the work of a man in Europe named Anton Mesmer. And his work at that time was called mesmerism, which is now called hypnotism. And I don't know if he was a doctor, Anton Mesmer, the clockmaker, anyway. No, Anton Mesmer was the fellow in Europe. It's been a long day and a wonderful one. Phineas Parkhurst Quimby was a gentle clockmaker, very beloved man in a small town in Maine. And Mary Baker Eddy went to him and for healing, and she had that healing. Now, isn't it interesting that in all of the publications and the videos that they show you, his name is not mentioned at all. Now, that's something that's important to me, is to give attribution where attribution should be given. Now, I understand, we all realize that all healing comes from the divine mind, and that Phineas Parkhurst Quimby was a wonderful instrument through which that could take place. But I think it would have been nice if she'd mentioned it. That's okay. She created a beautiful following, and it's still, as I said, still alive and well today. One of her wonderful students and the person who really worked with her with the Christian Science monitor was Emma Curtis Hopkins. And she is sometimes known as our mother, as Ernest Holmes is known as our father, because she left the Christian Science Church and started her own in Chicago, and then down south, I think in Louisiana, her own seminaries. And one of her last students, a private student that Emma Curtis Hopkins had, was Ernest Holmes. And so all of these connections are wonderful. So since we didn't get to see the museums that we wanted to see, we just went to a wonderful fancy dinner tonight. and let's just have a wonderful time whatever we're doing, and knowing that, as Reverend Mike mentioned to you yesterday when we were driving the car on the way to Boston, that adaptability is a good thing. And just having a good time and being open and willing to enjoy the people you're with, and to experience new experiences and to meet new people. That's what it's all about. So that's it for tonight. And tomorrow we're headed off to Bar Harbor. And it will be Reverend Mike's turn to report to you from there. Have a wonderful evening. Click at our website if you want to see our previous love notes and our previous Sunday morning talks. Just go to cslphilly.org. And you can also join us on Sunday morning, of course. We won't be back. We'll be coming home about that time, but we won't be back until Sunday night. So you'll get to hear our practitioners give the entire Sunday talk. So we'll be with you each day. We love you. We appreciate you. Check around that website, because we have 2 wonderful classes coming up, and you'll hear more about them. But they'll be starting next month, and you don't want to miss even one of them. So check our website for those classes. We'll be talking more about them. And there's also a donate button on that website. And all you need to do is click that, and you can make your loving contribution, which we're so, so grateful for. So to hear the Sunday morning live stream, or to check on other things that we have here on the website, from previous love notes, etc., just click on the live stream button, and it'll take you right there. Okay, that's all for tonight. Love you. Good night.